Welcome back to today's aviation news recap. Starlux is expanding its international network and there's developments at the Lufthansa Group. Want to begin with Lufthansa, who are expected to retire their Airbus A340-600 fleet by early 2026 as part of fleet renewal efforts. Reporting led by Aero.de suggests the airline is moving ahead with a more rapid and accelerated retirement of the quad-engine type, which has really been on the way out for some time. This shouldn't necessarily come as a shock. Lufthansa believes that the eventual retirement of this high-capacity quad-engine plane will be made possible purely thanks to the delivery of additional 787 Dreamliners. While the 787-9 obviously brings less to the table than the A340-600 in terms of capacity, the Dreamliner still offers far greater efficiency. It signifies the airline's long-term direction, emphasizing flexibility across the network and day-to-day business. The airline's commitment to the A340 program has decreased in recent years based on available fleet data. There were 22 units in service around a week ago, 1 unit parked, bringing the total to 23. The airline's decision to put a time frame on the retirement of the A340-600s is the only thing that may come as a surprise rather than the retirement itself. Maybe for you it's given it's happening so soon. The axing of this type is something that's been long planned. Lufthansa had been trying to rid itself of the less efficient aircraft for some time. Still, it's been ultimately unable to proceed with the renewal of the aircraft it flies as quickly as it would have liked. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit and international travel plummeted, Lufthansa grounded almost all aircraft, but it emphasized using this as an opportunity to remove less efficient planes that were already beginning to show signs of age and, arguably on the grand scheme of things, were looking to be retired anyway, but maybe say in 3 to 4 years. So if you're a business and you're seeing demand drop quite significantly, it's probably not out of the ordinary to make a decision such as removing these planes earlier and transitioning quicker. With this decision in mind, Lufthansa believed that by the time demand would return, which most predicted would be many years away, it would have completed a transition to the next generation of plane. Unfortunately, however, it quickly became apparent following the COVID-19 pandemic that there would be much more ramifications than just demand drops, with plane makers facing struggles in delivering new jets. As a result, Lufthansa's plan to rely on newer planes when demand returned quickly became impossible. Jets such as the A340-600 were temporarily drafted back into the operation to limit capacity loss. Now, as manufacturers look to rebuild their supply chains and work through backlogs by naturally increasing production, there is renewed optimism for the first time in many years that fleet renewal can progress and begin to finally take shape for airlines such as Lufthansa. Over to the next story, and Starlux is following through with its promise of expansion towards the United States, confirming the launch of flights to Arizona. Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport is acquiring the services of Starlux, which will represent the first non-stop air service to Asia for the people of Phoenix and Arizona. The confirmation of the expected service shared during the annual State of City address is still subject to the final regulatory approval and firm scheduling, but you're looking at a commencement date beginning in early 2026. Furthermore, Starlux would look to offer in the range of 3 to 4 flights every week. This reflects that they're seeing strong demand and they know there will be an importance placed on all parties involved, so they're not jumping into the market with just 1 flight per week, really beginning at a solid 3 to 4. Phoenix and broader Arizona have reported a lot of business between the city and state and Taipei, so adding Starlux is just the best option for the future. They're going to utilize their A350, key to their international network. The luxury carrier is in a very fortunate position that despite being very young to the aviation industry, it has one of the youngest fleets as well. Leveraging an all-Airbus operation has allowed it to focus on utilizing aircraft types for different purposes, and your A350-900 is certainly the plane in question that has been huge for North American connectivity to this point. The upcoming service launch between Taipei and Phoenix for Starlux aligns with that focus on expansion towards the United States. The carrier, like I touched on about 30 seconds ago, is still relatively new to the aviation industry, but its expansion has been rather rapid for what is a new company. A lot of focus has been placed on those North American markets where it believes demand is quite strong, and it feels it can capture this demand. For example, the airline has scaled its North American operations quite quickly in the last 12 months alone. One of the airline's announcements came in March 2024 when it confirmed it would begin service to Seattle later that same year. And then if you're considering even before that, in late 2023, it confirmed the intent to launch San Francisco flights alongside already existing service to Los Angeles. The most recent announcement came on February 7 with Taipei and Ontario in California to be connected. These are just some of the many recently announced destinations that Starlux has or will commence service to, but many more are on the radar. These will be achieved thanks to the continued delivery of additional new-gen planes, and that will make possible flying towards markets even on the East Coast, such as New York, which are certainly within range. It feels a matter of when rather than if. Over to the final story, and Lufthansa Group has confirmed its winter 2025-2026 winter schedule as preparations ramp up to offer a robust network moving into the colder months. For Lufthansa's mainline division, the winter schedule will emphasize long-haul flying and the implementation of its all-new cabin featuring across every class. Lufthansa confirms that on October 26th, the new planes with the state-of-the-art cabins will be seen across the network on more flights than ever, including Munich to New York JFK, Newark Liberty, Chicago, Miami, Shanghai, Cape Town, Tokyo, and Bengaluru twice weekly. The German flag carrier is proud to make this announcement. It confirms the new cabin will operate simultaneously with the largest number of destinations seen, a genuine sign of what's to come for the business. According to the company, these cabins significantly improved on what was previously found, with more than 500,000 passengers already experiencing it, and them saying that customer satisfaction levels are continuously hitting near on 100%. The new product will be introduced on the 7879 and 7478, with the retrofit to take place in Frankfurt, thanks to the facilities the group has built up across recent times. In terms of your route adjustments, well, Lufthansa is seeing strong demand to Poland and Romania, where it will be offering more services through the winter period. And if you're an A380 lover, well, you can look forward to seeing the world's largest passenger plane flying to Los Angeles, San Francisco, Bangkok, and Delhi. The aircraft, hugely popular with customers, once again to be featured on the network from Munich. Several other adjustments are to occur group-wide, with Austrian Airlines adding Amsterdam as a fourth destination from Innsbruck. Meanwhile, it will also bump up capacity to Bangkok from Vienna with daily flights. Further network adjustments are to include a big focus on Italy. That is all thanks to the acquisition efforts we have seen unfold between the Lufthansa Group and ITA Airways. Swiss will also expand its service towards Poland and Romania and Slovakia. The Switzerland-based company confirming long-haul service to Washington DC will continue from Zurich across the colder winter period. There are many other changes also expected with the likes of Brussels Airlines, Eurowings, and Discover Airlines. Each company that I have listed really has a different purpose and a different type of market it is looking to fly into, but nevertheless, it's going to be a busy winter period. And if anything, all this continues to show is just how important it is for these airline groups to be forward-thinking. Thank you very much for your support here on the channel. It really does mean a lot. Take care, do be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for your next industry recap.
And we'll fly.